The belief that saves is the belief that transforms. And the belief that transforms is the belief of devotion. It's the belief that changes the way we live our lives. I'm different because of what I believe. Devotion is defined as giving continual attention to be steadfastly attentive unto, to give unremitting care to a thing, to continue all the time in a place, to persevere and to not faint, to show oneself courageous for, to be in constant readiness for one, to wait on constantly. John Piper wrote that being devoted is to seriously and earnestly persist in. So devotion is to be committed, to be consistent, to be faithful, to take hold of something or someone and not let go no matter how it goes and no matter how we feel. Devotion can't begin until we decide that our lives will no longer be about us. That's ultimately what we see. In all the examples I've mentioned and in all the definitions we've used, it is a shift of priority. It is a shift of focus. Devotion can't begin until we decide that our lives will no longer be about us. You can't be selfish, self-centered, or self-consumed and be devoted. I believe that our first step toward devotion is always a step away from ourselves. Always. And yet we are a culture who believes that we have to take care of ourselves first, right? That we have to take care of me, myself, and I, make sure you've got yours. Even in the practical, right? Like if you've ever, the Ireland's just recently flew. If you've ever flown, you get the speech, right? If the oxygen masks come down, put on yours before you put on anybody else's. You can't help anybody else till you've gained yours. There's this mindset that we have as a culture that is actually contradictory to what God created us for and what the Scripture leads us into. The first step toward devotion is always a step away from ourselves. In Matthew 16, Peter makes his great confession, which is the church's foundation. He says to Jesus, "You are the Messiah, you are the Christ, the Son of the living God." Matthew and Luke both tell us that immediately after Jesus' interaction with Peter, that he turned to all the apostles and said to them as a group, "Whoever wants to be my disciple must deny themselves and take up their cross daily and follow me." I believe discipleship is devotion, and devotion begins with self-denial. I can't be devoted to God's will and my plans at the same time.